Name, well, it almost came out of a necessity because the human tendency is to be sort of grim on the inside at one point or another, and with the name I just wanted to convey that we're all together at one point or another, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether you like it or not, we're tied in, so I figure I'd just let them know. First beat was produced about 2 years ago, give or take about 2.5, and it was actually my father pushing the right buttons in my, in my mind, because he just told me, listen, can you make me a little instrumental for something I'm doing?
Yeah.
And sure enough, I put down the first instrumental, and it's like, wait a minute, this might work. I put lyrics on the instrumental, oh, that'll work too, and then just haven't stopped since then,
It's up, right. So how old were you when you realized, like, being a producer, rapping, singing, that this is exactly what you wanted to do?
How old? I mean, truthfully, I've wanted to do something like this ever since I was about 16 years old. Whenever I got my first cars, we used to drive around with my friends just freestyling instrumentals before I knew what freestyling was.
Yeah, right.
The producer aspect came in a lot later. It's, again, when the right buttons were pushed, and I figured, let me give it a shot. But once other people heard it, because I feed off other people's feedback. I want to know, do you like it, do you hate it, and all the results have been positive, so I figure it's something worth doing,
Right. So I know your studio's out in PA right now. Are you originally from Pennsylvania?
No, I'm actually from the Far East. I was imported from Moscow in 1991, and from there on I became Brooklyn all the way, and still am, and will rep it to the core, because that's that rhythm that inspired, maybe you want to call it the East Coast rhythm, but it's just that vibe got into me, you know what I mean? Those streets got into me, the things that people say, the things that people did, the stories I've heard over the years come out of Brooklyn just inspired almost everything I do musically.
Yeah, gotcha. So, like, I've heard a lot of your work. Would you compare your stuff to any other producers out there?
Not particularly, because everyone's got original work. Everyone's instrumental tells a story, so I can't compare, but I can only fall under categories.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, hip-hop, reggae, trance, anything you want. But to compare yourself to another artist is like, it's virtually impossible. Okay. Well, first, the late and the great, I would say Biggie Smalls would come into the studio and spit something. That's absolutely. I will. If Big walked in here, rest his soul, I will play 3 instrumentals, and Big will be on 3 instrumentals. And it won't be by my choice. It'll be by his choice, because he's one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
Life-wise and work-wise.
Exactly.
Then of course, brother Jay. I think Jay would comp a few. Then, Drake would. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the way I look at it, if I could ever sit down with Jay-Z or Busta Rhymes, smoke a blunt, and listen to one of these instrumentals that I made and have them spit to it, I could retire that day.
Gotcha.
Because I've known that I did the industry justice.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
So, like, you're 26 years old, right?
Right.
What keeps you motivated, keeps you going?
The love for music. Because if you don't have that, then everything else is spurious, ungenuine.
Yeah.
Your work will be ungenuine. When you don't believe in what you're doing, personally, all my instrumentals tell a story. Every instrumental you listen to would take you to a place. Everyone's place is different, but it still takes you there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the infused idea of what I think I do.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know, our own opinions are always greater than those around us unless it's otherwise.
Yeah, right.
So I leave it up to the hands of the listeners. But I figure if I can get them to bop their head for at least 30 seconds in a track, I have done my job.
Right.
They have disconnected for those 30 seconds and were with me in the hydroplane of music.
Yeah.
You know?
So now GRIMM Nation is your baby. GRIMM Nation is like what you made, created. Where do you see it going in like 5 or 10 years?
Oh, hopefully I see it going all over the place. I just want to be involved with everything coming up today, you know, and it's not like, it's no territorial combat. I want to work with every artist available, every artist that's coming up. I want to make music that makes them shine, because as a producer, as a beat maker, I mean, we're only 50% of the equation. Like, yeah, sure, I can sit there and bug out to, you know, beats all day, but, you know, some people crave lyrics.
Right.
You know, and if there's no artist to bring them, then you're only 50% in. So the way I figure, I want this company to spread worldwide. I want every best artist, from R&B to hip hop to trance to jungle,
the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. I want to be involved with everybody, and always in a good way.
Yeah.
I always want to be thought of as, you know, that person that helped me make my album, that person that inspired me to write this, or, you know, just was there when I needed them musically. And that's what I strive to be in regards to anyone that I've ever worked with.
Gotcha. Hey, something I didn't know. I like that. Very interesting. Thank you so much, Jon Grimm.
Absolutely, Ram. Anytime. Pleasure being on.